Okay, Mom, we're in Bandytown, West Virginia. We're actually standing here in a park in Bandytown, West Virginia. As in my first episode, you heard me speak about this is actually where here comes a coal truck and smoke is going everywhere from the people next door. Welcome to Outlawyer podcast, always live, real, and uncut. I got my mom here with me today. She said they came from Bandytown, West Virginia. Y'all come from Bandytown?
We come from Bandytown, West Virginia. Was born and raised in Bandytown, West Virginia.
And this park we're sitting at is called what?
And this park right here where we're sitting at, the old school used to be here. This is called Twilight.
Twilight, West Virginia.
Right there's the court, and there's a graveyard right here beside of it.
I told you I wanted to bring a guest on. I decided to bring Mom on and bring her over here and show her, you know what I mean, her old roots. I can imagine to her being from, how old was you when you lived here?
I was born right here. Saw this graveyard in a house up in this holler. I was born in a house.
Until up to the time?
Until I was, 5 or 6 years old.
You remember, okay, what does it look like now compared to then?
Oh my God, it's changed tremendously. It's nothing like it used to be.
What kind of ways has it changed?
I mean, nothing like it used to be. I mean, everything's gone. Everybody that's grown up, is gone. All of our friends is gone. People's left us. People's
the
deceased.
Houses are gone. Everything's different, right?
The only things left is the trees and what you see.
Okay, we're sitting here, like I said again, live at the moment in Bandytown, West Virginia. 4:31 p.m. and it's beautiful here. I'm gonna add some pictures. You go check out my Facebook, my Instagram, whatever. You see the Bandytown pictures, so that'll be part of this. If you can hear any wind coming in on me, I'm sorry right now because I'm actually outside. We're on a four-wheeler. I had to bring the four-wheeler out to do this podcast. Go ahead and add anything you want. Anything, Mom, you want to add to this, please add to it.
It's Twilight, West Virginia. That's Swamp Hood. That's the last one up. And, going down is Bandytown. From Bandytown, you go like say 5 or 6 miles, and you hit Gordon. From Gordon, you hit Van. Then from Van, you can split. You go left, you go to Pond Fork. This is called West Fork here.
Okay, yeah.
Then you keep right, you go on into Madison.
It's very pretty here. I decided to go ahead and do the podcast here because, I wanted to bring more reality to what we're doing here. As I'm looking down the road, I've seen the first 2 cars come in the past
hour,
30 minutes to an hour, easy. Look at that. I mean, there's one way in this place, guys, and there's one way out of this place. That's the only way it is. She said her and her older sister is going to...
she's 80 years old.
Write a book because she's the oldest. I say she remembers the most about these places.
She raised me. Me and her knows everything.
And then the family went to where? Printer Holler, right? Printer?
Yeah.
Okay. They scattered out. You had Jesco go to Drawdy.
Yeah, but
he got old enough to move out on his own or whatever there.
Yeah, and then when Ma died, when Ma moved out, she moved to Van. She lived there. Then when she moved from Van, she moved to Madison. Then in 2008, my mother passed away, and the family just went their own ways. My brother Jesco's in Tennessee. My sister Mamie is in Madison. And Sue Bob's in Charleston, and my daughter Kirk, Susan Ray, she's in Marietta, Ohio, Belfry, and I'm still in Boone County.
We just actually came by the graveyard, our family graveyard, also to get here.
Yeah.
And that's Bandytown. This is Twilight. Again, it's like you can throw a rock in these towns, guys. You got to come here to experience Appalachia, to experience these small towns. I'm looking at a graveyard that's probably got graves in it, and it's behind a park where you play. If you can image that in your mind, anyway. It's behind a park. You come up the hollow, and there's a mountainside here, mountainsides all around you, and there's one road. 2-lane road comes up. You got a park. You got a baseball field that don't have a team. You know, the little playground set I'm looking at to my left had a basketball court that has one actually decent rim on it. The other one's kind of crooked down. You know, I try to give you the image in your mind of what I'm looking at. And when I look to my right, it's a big pine with probably 10 to 12 gravestones I can see upward. So that's a family plot cemetery, of course. And it's just the beauty of this place is overwhelming. That's the part that astounds you, you know, to understand that all the horror, the heartache, and the pain that was suffered in these places. Look how beautiful it is. And look what came from here, you know. Donald Ray White used to stomp all the grounds that we're stomping right now. All that, you know, that's legendary in my book.
Like a cemetery, so I was born, and Mamie and
Right here.
Mamie and Jessica too.
In Twilight, West Virginia, Bandytown, West Virginia, and then you go out about, I want to say 5 to 6 miles, and you take a right. Then you go across a mountain called the Wims Mountain. It's probably what
about 6 miles across the mountain.
Yeah, and then you go to Printer. You cross that mountain, and that's where, you know, it came alive. The wild, the wonderful whites came very, very late. First came to, yes, that's all came there. First came to Dancing Outlaw, where my papa was shot. And you know, and her 2 brothers, and also you see Talking Pete come out there and stuff. That's when my papa was on the verge. He was moving them. That's why he was moving them out, because you can tell, you know, this guy was getting famous, and he was going to move them, you know, out of this town that they lived in of poverty, because you can tell back then, if it is like it is now, like I explained to you there earlier, one way in, one way out, best believe it was poverty days of when they had to draw well from the water and dig coal probably themselves, everything.
Roll it down the mountain from the...
Yeah, see, Mom said roll it down the mountain to each other, and then, you know, fill it up. And
down the 10, we'd be at the bottom with 5-gallon buckets, and we'd have to load them buckets up.
I know you probably can't hear
them home.
Great, but still.
We carried the water from the river to wash clothes.
Carried the water from the river, mountains, like you said. Coal came from the mountains, and that's unreal, you know.
Compared to the life today.
What the story I'm telling here is,
that's why I'm writing a book,
confined on where we came from, to where it came to me, to it came to the guy that's speaking to you on this right now. This is where this came from. This is where my mom came from. She rooted from, walked these roads all as a kid, all that. I'd love to get some images for you guys. We're going to try to do that also, by the way.
That old cemetery, they'll freak out, Derkie.
Yeah, y'all would love the images of this. I say there's morels over there, Molly Moosers. And there's an old teeter-totter to my right, an old swing set. I mean, it's just like as you growed up as a kid, it's there. You know, if you want to see what you saw as a kid growing up, it's more than likely setting right here in front of me, you know. Nothing more, because out here, you can't do nothing.
Pinecone.
Yeah, that's pretty, actually. And you can't do nothing more than play baseball, basketball, tennis, it looks like, and go on the swings, or the teeter-totter. But I have a car pulling up on me to the left. It's hard to tell who it is. But you hear people come in and out of this place. When you come in and out of this place, you know, there's one way in, one way out here. I know the people, you know. That's a coal miner, I think, getting off work there, sitting there coming to the park, getting him a break. But you're welcome to always check out Anchor and Spotify for your greatest podcast, guys. That's where they come from. I'll get back. Hey. What's up, my man?